Hello, eBay sellers. Come on in. Come on in. I'm Kathy Terrill, and I love to be selling on eBay. So you are going to love this, and I certainly want your input on this too. So what we're going to be talking about is fix. I should have a screwdriver or something, right? Or a hammer. Fix your eBay sales fast, right? Fast. I want to fix my eBay sales fast, and you can try this right now. And you can try this whether you have an eBay store and whether you don't have an eBay store. And you can try this if you're one of my new sellers to eBay, and if you are, welcome. And for my more experienced sellers, okay? This is actually a tip or something I was thinking about when I was talking with my husband yesterday, Sunday. So I'll tell you all about it. But first of all, thank you for joining me live on my Facebook business page. Kathy Terrill, I love to be selling. Those of you that listen on my YouTube, thank you, and do hit subscribe. I appreciate it. It's called Kathy Terrill. I love to be selling, catching a trend there. And my podcast, thank you for downloading it. Kathy Terrill, I love to be selling. So yesterday, Sunday, and I'm going to date this. So today is Monday, April 14th. Yesterday was Palm Sunday, April 13th. And after church, my husband and I chatting with friends, and then went home and enjoyed watching the Masters. Okay, PGA golf, the Masters. Neither Bobby nor I golf, but we enjoy watching golf, especially the Masters. So much tradition, beautiful golf course, and really top-notch golf players. And watching it got me thinking and got this tip in my mind. And Bobby and I were talking about it, Bobby, my husband, which to use it to fix your eBay sales fast. And actually things that were happening during the Masters got me thinking on this, which is why I'm crediting the Masters for this. Try this now. So if you don't know, Rory McIlroy, wonderful Irish golfer, won the Masters in a sudden death playoff. You know, they play a hole off at sudden death. The thing that struck me watching, and we did watch Saturday and Sunday, but particularly watching on Sunday, the final day of the Masters, first of all, is the top 5 or 6 players, really the top 10 players, but particularly the top 5 or 6 players, they're literally there's often only one stroke between first place, second place, or second place, third place. It's so competitive. These men are so good. I mean, literally like the slimmest margin separates them. And Rory McIlroy was leading for pretty much the last 2 days of the tournament. But this is the thing that was interesting, and it got me thinking as a seller, is, so the first hole he played on Sunday, he double bogeyed, which is not good. You want to do par or better. You know, doing an eagle is really nice, but he double bogeyed the first hole. So it was interesting to watch him, and he lets his emotions come across his face. So he started with a double bogey. He started like not great. And the interesting thing was to watch him, you know, feel his feelings and shrug it off and move on to the second hole. So that was the first thing that got me thinking, as far as fixing sales fast and do this now, is whether you're a new seller or more experienced seller, things will happen. Okay, you get a return that you're not expecting, new seller. Okay, and you learn how to accept returns. More experienced seller, you know, you buy inventory that you think, you know, you do your research, you check the sell-through rate. It can be a wholesale purchase or a purchase that you're doing from a thrift shop or a resale store. You know, you're buying a lot, like at a job lots kind of place. You bought some clearance at Walmart or Target or a big box retailer, and it's just not moving, right? You did a double bogey. It's like, this isn't working. You move on. How can I deal with this? What can I do? Do I need to change price? Do I need to do a bundle? For a new seller, you learn to accept a return. It's part of doing business. Is it fun? No. We want everything to sell and never to come back. And if you are a seller that never gets returns, good for you. The rest of us get to navigate it. But what I saw was stuff happens, move on. There's a great Bible verse. Shake the dust off your feet. Just move on. Learn from it, and move on, and move on. Then there was another another shot that Rory took, and Bobby and I were really struck at it watching. Literally, he's on the green, and to get to the hole, he has to get past this tree. There's literally a tree in front of him. You know, there's ways to get around it to the left. There's ways to get around it to the right, or skill level, which obviously he's very highly skilled, is literally shooting sort of through the tree to get on the green the other side. So I'm looking at this, and again, I thought about it from the eBay seller perspective, which is, you're looking at a tree, you're stopped, your sales stop. It could be that an inventory source that's very lucrative. This has happened to me. So some of the times I source wholesale. Here in the city, there's some good wholesale sources. There's also good wholesale sources online. You might have a favorite thrift shop, or if you're selling consignment, you might have a favorite consignment client. Okay. This happened to a lot of people during the pandemic. You're used to going to thrift stores, and all of a sudden, all the stores are closed, which is you're staring at the tree like something has stopped. You don't have that inventory source anymore. You don't have that client anymore. It could be that a certain thing that was really, really hot for you, I'm just going to make something up. Let's say you were selling, we'll do golf. You were selling used golf balls, and then all of a sudden there's a ton of competition and the price has really dropped. Okay. It could be the same, you've been selling sneakers, you've been selling women's clothing, certain brands, and then all of a sudden the price really drops. You're like, oh, I'm stuck. You're staring at the tree. You're staring at the tree. Okay. Which is, what do I do? Now, what some sellers do, and we've all been guilty of this, is you go and complain, right? So you go onto social media, you find Facebook groups, you might start messaging friends on Instagram or whatever, and you complain. It's like, this always worked. It's not working. It's not fair. It's got to be eBay. It's got to be the algorithms, right? And you know what? Blowing off a little steam is good. It was interesting, again, watching the PGA Masters. You could definitely, some of the players talk but more, or you could just see the face, or you could see the shoulders. You could see frustration, right? So you're definitely feeling feelings, and feelings are good. But it's that thing of how much time. So if I'm staring at the tree, the sales have stopped. The inventory source is gone. This thing that has always sold really well, all of a sudden, like 15, 20 other people have discovered it. And all of a sudden now I have a bunch of competition. Or for whatever reason, the price has just dropped. You know what I mean? It's just not as in such demand with really no reason. It's like, there's really no, but it is. What are you going to do? Is watch how much time you spend complaining. Right? It's like watching the PGA Masters. I mean, you can scrug, you can make faces, but you can't stand there for like 20 minutes and go, the tree. You got to figure out a way to play through. You got to play through. And that's what I was thinking is, so when we hit roadblocks, when things do happen, that source is gone, that line of clothing or sneakers or home decor just isn't selling the way it used to. I used to get a lot of international sales. Now I'm not getting so many international sales, or whatever it is. Okay. How can I deal with it? So for instance, prices dropping, which can happen. So let's say I've been selling a lot of athleisure clothing. So I've been selling Nike, and I've been selling Under Armour and other great brands, and I've been able to source these through thrift stores. And also, you guys, if you're into selling athleisure, don't forget stores like Macy's. Hit the clearance section. I'm big on clearance sections, right? Now, New York City, obviously clearance sections are quite large. But like even Old Navy, here in the city, there's an Old Navy superstore. If you don't know, on 34th, it's right across from Macy's, and their clearance stuff is great. Again, it'll depend on the day of the week. You go 1 week, it's great. You go next week, it's awful. Like there isn't any. So like anything, when you find a honey hole, it's not necessarily like it's going to be a honey hole every time you go. Is okay, it's still selling. The Old Navy shirt is still selling. The Nike is still selling. The Under Armour is still selling, but it's not selling for so much. Well, can I get it for cheaper? Can I restrain myself? And this can be hard if you have certain things that you love to buy. Can I wait till the price goes lower? Can I look for a coupon? Can I find out, is there a big sale day or a big markdown day? Can I restrain myself and not buy it unless it's under the certain dollar threshold? Like it's got to be under $5 or under $4, and just not buy it when it's $8, $9, $10 because the margins just aren't good enough. Okay. So things can drop. And that's why you got to be careful on social media, because people be in the groups and they're going, oh, this isn't selling anymore. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, this isn't working. It may not be working at $50, $60, $80, whatever they were used to sourcing it at, but it is still selling. It's just selling for less. Can you source it for less? And if you can't, you move on, shake the dust off your feet, and you're going to find other great stuff to source and sell. But if you can, if you can, maybe it's a little less. So maybe I'm not buying, 10, 15, 20 of these every week. I'm only buying 5 a week, but I'm still making good money on it. So it's worth it. And it's a category that I know. So it's going to be easier for keywords and everything. So first thing is, when the stuff happens, just shake the dust off your feet. And the second one is, like Rory looking at the tree, what can I do? What can I do? At least for him. I mean, I suppose it could be an option to go, that's it, I quit. I'm not going to finish playing this. I'm not finishing this Masters. And he shot and he made it through the tree, which is what's so interesting. He also ended up winning. And he won in sudden death, which is, I can't even imagine the stress and the pressure. But watching him and the other top players play, I learned a lot about endurance, patience. And golf is long. It's not like a horse race where it's over in 3 or 4 minutes, right? It's the long game. I thought about that with eBay selling too. If you're a casual seller and you're just emptying your closet and it's like, I just want to make a couple bucks, good for you. You know what I mean? Enjoy, make the money, get the stuff out of your closet, get it into wonderful new homes, save it from landfills, good for you. When you're moving to make it more of a profitable side business or full-time business, then you're looking at the long game. And the long game can be a year or two. And the long game for some of us, is 10, 15, 20 years. But it's that thing of, I'm looking at the long game. I'm playing through all these holes. And some holes I'm going to hit a double bogey. And some holes I'm going to be looking at trees. And then other holes you're going to hit an eagle. You get that item that only cost a couple of bucks and you are going to score, and you are going to score big. But not every hole is an eagle. Okay. And what happens sometimes is sellers, and because we are who we are, everybody's sharing the eagles. Like, oh, I bought this for like $2 and I just made $300 on this. That's great. It's rare. I don't know anybody that does that on every single item. Okay. Some things are going to be, you're making a little bit less, but you're turning it over and you're making money. And then other things like, man, you just knock it out of the park. But again, looking at the Masters, looking at Rory McIlroy, just learned so much about just keep going. Keep going. What can be done? How can I adjust? How do I stay successful? Do I need to change? Do I need to drop this inventory? Do I need to tweak the price? Do I need to come in with stronger keywords? Okay. So then the commitment is, you're in it for the long game. I'm here to make money, right? I'm here to get this sold and I'm here to make money. So I've got to look at it. Hey, Bev, how are you? As a business, which is this worth buying or not? Now, some things you may not make a ton of money on, but they're easy to list. You really enjoy them. You know the category. They're not hard to ship. So when people say, oh, I'm only going to buy this if I make, 40% margin or 50% margin, again, they are sharing what works for them. They are sharing what their business model is. And for you, it might be more of a variety. Okay, so just keep that in mind. There's no right or wrong. It's what works for you. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Again, living in New York City, but wherever you live, there's always going to be a variety of stores. So again, years ago, there was a Woolworths across from Macy's. Now there's an Old Navy across from Macy's, but very different business model at a Woolworths or a Walmart. And Walmart's changed over the years, or a Target. And then let's say Bergdorf's. And if you're not familiar with Bergdorf Goodman's in New York City, very upscale. Think of Tiffany's, very upscale. Okay. I'm not sure that people go to Tiffany's for looking for the bargain basement thing. But even at Tiffany's, which is very upscale, and very classy and very nice. If you get a chance to go in, it's really gorgeous. They have a variety of price points, right? They have things that are lesser price, and then they have things that are quite expensive. So the same thing at Bergdorf's. They have things that are lesser price, and then they have very, very high end. But they're not like a Woolworths. They're not like a Target. They're not like a Walmart. And you just got to look at, what kind of business you want to run. What suits you? What do you want? And that's another thing I learned watching the PGA golf is all the players, top notch, really good, different styles, different swings. Obviously, some of them different ways of dealing with emotion. But the big thing watching Rory McIlroy play that struck me so much, he had more, the ball went into the sand and he did double bogey on the first hole and he's staring at a tree. It was not like the perfect round the last day. Okay. He faced numerous obstacles on the last day and he won. Okay. And he won the sudden death. So remember, it's a long game, and always, again, you're facing the obstacle, you're looking at the thing, it's real. People say, oh, it's not whatever. They're sort of trying to cheer you up to go through it. And it's like, no, this is not great, right? The price on this just dropped like 30%. And I bought it, thinking I was going to make more money on it. It stinks. It does stink. But what can you do about it? Okay. You're going to drop the price and just sell the bloody stuff. You're going to do product bundles. You got to think about, okay, this isn't pleasant. The price dropped, or this isn't selling, or yay, I just scored big time, right? You shot the double eagle, but you figure out, how can I deal with it? Think like a business person, okay, whether you're part-time or full-time. How can I deal with this? How can I turn this around? Again, like Rory looking at the tree. Okay, I want to get on the green. I want to get past the tree. How do I do it? And having sellers around you, and it's great having Melissa here, having sellers around you, having people around you, and I enjoy this running my membership, that are going to encourage you and cheer you on to find solutions that work for you and that are your selling style, right? Because we're not cookie cutters. It's about you finding your selling style that you love. One thing that can really help with traffic, so again, even when prices dip and things aren't selling so well, it's like, okay, how do I get more traffic to my items? How do I get more eyeballs on my items? And social media can do that. It doesn't need to be overwhelming. This doesn't need to gobble up tons of time. You can use Facebook. You can use Instagram. You can use Pinterest. Pinterest is fun, by the way. So I've got a free tip sheet for you. So let me show you this and grab it. It's on my website. I love to be selling. Let me make that bigger. There we go. It's on my website. I love to be selling, and you want to grab it. It's the eBay Seller Essential Social Media Cheat Sheet, and grab it because it's all about getting you more traffic for your items. So again, right, you're looking at the tree, you hit the ball into the sand trap, or you're hitting double bogeys, which is great, regardless of whether it's like, yay, you've got a couple things with some killer margins, or you're sort of slogging through with a slightly tough time. Remember, right, this is not a sprint as an eBay seller, it's a marathon. And social media will really, really help you. And I've got great tips for you. So grab that, the eBay Seller Essential Social Media Cheat Sheet. It's on my website. And thank you so much for joining me. I so appreciate it. Let me know. Can you identify with what I was sharing as far as the PGA golf? Have you faced trees? Have you taken that ball and hit it into the sand? And also, have you hit some double bogeys and gotten really nice margins? But remember, it's a long game. Remember, and have fun. Okay? I'm Kathy Terrill, and I love to be selling on eBay. Bye-bye, everybody.